I just believe it's best that the battery be replaced. Starting to do some weird electrical gremlins with the radio, and the auto stop start no longer works. Got the battery replacement here. We're gonna do an Optima yellow top. So let's get this started. All right, so unfortunately the battery is here, which you can see is pretty much under up this cowl completely. So unfortunately it's not something where you can just remove that and slide the battery out. So all that needs to be removed. So we're going to start with the windshield wipers there. That just pops off, and then a 15mm socket to get that going. All right, so now once you've removed that nut there, just lift up. It'll come right off, and then we're going to do the same on the other side. Pop that off, and again, 15mm, nothing weird, and then just lift the arm off. Now that the windshield wiper arms are removed, we're going to pull that guy out there. And there's no bolt or anything back here. This just sort of clips into place. So you'll just want to lift that up. So we'll get that out. And then we have these clips here, kind of all along. It's kind of, you can tell there. And then we're just gonna pull that clip out that way. I have a flathead, so you'll want to get the flathead in there and then just pull this clip straight out. And it's the same on this side. And then we're gonna get this guy out. Already got it loosened. This is a 10mm, by the way. And then we'll do the same on the other side. All right, now that that's out, we're gonna start pulling all these clips out. I'll do this the best I can one-handed. But you're gonna get screwdriver back behind it and pull the clip off that way. Oh, that's really on there. Cool. I got the clip off that way. So I'm gonna put the phone down and do the remainders, but just get the screwdriver kind of toward that front part and just pull straight out. All right, so all the clips are off. Got all my parts there. Now the front, we'll just pull off. And remember, all this is just kind of pressed in. So we're just gonna lift up and do that all the way across. All right, now all that is pulled out. This whole thing will just lift out and put it aside. Perfect. So now this one needs to come out. I believe it's just that guy there. We'll have to undo that right there and remove the brake fluid reservoir. And then this one here as well. So do that on both sides and then pull this guy out. All right, now that that's out, we're gonna pull this out, and this is a T25 Torx bit. Now that that's disconnected, just a hose, right? Just got brake fluid running through there, so you can just move that to the side to access your battery. But this is ready to come out now. I'll have to finagle it. Maybe pull this cover off. I should have done that first. And then, boom. That is off. Okay, so we got all that. Lo and behold, there she is. What a pain in the ass to get to. All right, so we're just gonna disconnect both terminals and the tie down, and then lift this battery out. All right, so I got this one loose. That one's good to go. Both nuts are off the tie down. That one back there, you may need a smaller tool. I'm gonna have to go down to a 1/4" drive and then just remove that, and then we'll get everything off. That's done. I'm just gonna lift up, remove those, and then do the same for the back. Perfect. Now we're gonna remove that handle. And this battery is ready to come out. And then we're just gonna lift out. You probably have to finagle it kind of up and out. It'll take some persuading for sure, but you can get it at that angle and then just slide it on out. All right, so we got the battery removed. There she is. We're gonna put in an Optima. If you want to go with the factory battery, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I like the Optima brand. A little bit more expensive. One thing you do want to check is just if you go aftermarket, just make sure the cold cranking amps are equivalent or exceeding. So in this case, it's more than sufficient. This car has the auto stop start, which is why, I think anyway, it's just why it has these crazy heavy, big AGM style batteries. But at any rate, let's get this battery put back in, and we'll go in reverse steps now. So with some finagling, it's It's doable. There is a little bit of give in the front here if you're having some difficulty getting in. Remember, it's got to kind of go in that way and settle down. So cool, let's start putting all this stuff back together. All right, so we got the positive tightened down. We got the, cut my finger. Got the negative tightened down. Don't disconnect that, that's the BMS. Long story short, it just alternates the, from what I understand, it can change the output of the alternator to accommodate whether a battery is new or old. That will need reset, and we'll discuss that later. But at any rate, let's continue. All right, so we're gonna put this back in place, and we're just essentially going in reverse order here. So let's put this back up, and then we'll go from there. So this part, remember, it goes underneath the windshield. So that's the bolt we're missing there and there as well. But we're not gonna put that bolt in here because that bolt holds this and that all together. So don't do that bolt just yet. We're just gonna worry about that one and then getting that brake fluid reservoir bolted back on there. All right, cool. Now that that's in place, easiest thing I did was line it up over that windshield wiper motor, and then come over here and then line it up over this windshield wiper motor. That way it kind of pulls it tight. And then there's pins in here. And when it's up above the windshield, you can look back there. You can kind of see where the pins are. And just give it a big kind of smack all the way across and they'll go in. And just make sure that these are lined up here with these bolts. Remember, that's the one we left out because it kind of holds both of them. So let's get both of those going here. All right, so we got those tightened. And now this is still kind of floppy, so we're gonna put those clips back on, and that's what kind of sandwiches the front part here. So let's get that going. They're much harder to get off because they have these teeth, but they press on very, very easily. Just like that. Just make sure you're sandwiching both of them. You're not going in between the top one. And just push on. Boom, that's it. Much easier to push these on. It's really sunny today. I know a lot of these angles aren't the best, but just continue and get those going. All right, now that we got all the clips on, it's time to put the windshield wiper arms back on. So again, we're just gonna line that up. So there's a joint here, right? So you have some play. It's kind of hard to do while holding the phone, but just go ahead and press it on there. Yeah, I'm gonna put the phone down for this one, and then we'll progress. Right. So that's all tight. When you do tighten these, the arm will naturally want to move, so you have to use two hands. Just hold there and tighten with your other one. So let's get these little caps back on. That battery cover. Oh, that's it. Simple as that. And there you have it, battery change. If you do some research online and you look at doing the battery change yourself, you'll see quite a few videos or comments about the BMS. That's the battery management or modulation system. Essentially that changes the output of the alternator to adjust this charge state of the battery. I'm not a technician. I don't know exactly how all that works, but I know as the battery ages, the alternator either needs to put out more or less or whatever. But that needs reset now that we have a new battery, so the BMS doesn't continue to think it's an old battery and undercharge or overcharge the new battery, because these vehicles are really very sensitive to that. I called the dealership. They're able to get me in today. I'm going to go get it reset. However, there are plenty of other YouTube videos that state you can use the headlight flicking and the pressing of the brake pedal to reset that. I've had no luck with any of that, so I'm going to have the dealership reset that. Also, there's another method where it says if you just let the vehicle sit for 8 hours with the doors locked, it'll automatically reset itself. So this video is only information to install the battery. What you do to get the BMS reset is completely up to you. So we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks.